Year, beautiful geekies, or as it will be known if this happens again at the end of the year, Happy Fate Day! Fate Grand Order First Order is what will probably be a prologue to a new anime series based on Fate Grand Order. This takes place in the future in 2016, where there is this institution that analyzes anomalies throughout history. They find an anomaly in 2004 in Fuyuki because Saber and Gilgamesh exploded everything around them and the war didn't end. So there's this big mission prepared to go into that, but suddenly the institution explodes. One character, the director of the institution, is there immediately. Our main character is left behind because he's a very weak master potentially. He's in the 48th spot to be master, and this is like the Force. Everyone is Force sensitive, everyone is connected to the Force, but some people's connection to the Force is so weak that they are not aware of it. Such is the instance with this young man. And I'm just going to say, look at this guy. If you are a fan of the Fate series, he's probably familiar in terms of visuals. And we also have this girl who befriends our main character, but because of the explosion, she is crushed by this big boulder and she's about to die. When our main character goes to the past, she is visited by an ancient spirit. We don't know who this spirit is, but again, Fate fans, when you see the scene happening, look at that spirit. Yeah, our boy's back, man. Our boy's back. And so she becomes a demi-servant. This is a human who chose to become a servant. So this also gives us a little bit more into the mythology of a previous servant that we knew from before. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of the Fate franchise. If you guys have watched my short movie, you guys know I'm a huge fan of the Fate franchise. And look, there's no question about it. You need to watch Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night for you to get even a clue of what is going on here. Look, our character's going to Fuyuki in 2004, and that is because of the Holy Grail War that happened in Fate Zero. But most of the characters are characters from Fate Stay Night, but there are also changes in that. For instance, our boy Lancer there, the Giles man, he is now the caster in this war. But what happened here is we analyze why the war never ended. It was not just because Gilgamesh and Saber clashed against each other. There's a little bit more to that, and I'm going into the bads in a bit. The good is our characters. They are all likable. They are actually all very well fleshed out just in this episode. Look, I say it again. This guy, just the visuals of him are very familiar. Just going to say that, and there's a lot to him. He really reminds me of Harry Potter in a way. The psychology of this character, the way he acts towards other characters, the way he portrays himself, he just reminds me of Harry Potter. And our main girl, Mash, who becomes Ruler, the girl with the shield, she wins Best Girl. I mean, she's my favorite character in this. She's awesome. She's a total badass. She doesn't know what she should do. She doesn't know what she can do, but she goes into battle. She goes into defending her friend, her master, because that is her mission, because she's a devoted friend and because she believes in the mission of this institution that brought her into this past. Our main villain is our girl Saber. Saber is now corrupted because of something that happened that we will analyze in this episode, but I am not going to spoil. And she has defeated all of the other servants, including Archer, which I'm not a big fan of she doing that. But she is now with Excalibur, guarding the Holy Grail. She's protecting it from anyone who even comes close. But our boy Lancer, who is now caster, the Giles man, he has his little rivalry with Archer still. So in this episode, you guys will find many Easter eggs, little references, little nods of the hat to Fate fans. There are many visuals, there are many dialogue scenes that really just feed you everything you want. To feed you the familiarity that you might have with the Fate franchise, and that is very good. Notice one statue. When Lancer comes on screen and she has her first battle with Ruler, just notice the statue she smashes. Just that. Just notice that face and watch it being smashed, and there's a smile on your face, I'm sure. All the characters are likable, all the characters have great development, in fact, and this, for an anime special episode that is 1 hour 14 minutes, this has a lot And I mean a lot of action. As far as storytelling is concerned, and its equilibrium with action and the action telling a story as well, this keeps up with the quality that is the rest of the Fate franchise. I mean, everything in this holds up tremendously. In many of these anime specials, 1 hour, 1 hour and 15 minutes, you have a load of talk and talk and talk and talk, and you have maybe like half an hour to 20 minutes of action in the end. In this, no, my friends. Action is spread throughout everything. The story is there. The story never takes a backseat, and the action never overtakes the story, and I love that. The animation is not up to par with at least Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. It is up to par with Fate Zero in my mind. I really like the animation. It's not overwhelmingly good, but it's still great animation nonetheless. What I will say about the bads in this, I'm going to start with a few very personal ones. I never like when magic is mixed with science. And so the beginning of this kind of put me in a back seat. I mean, I was just looking on, seeing how they were going to explain this, and I understand by the end, the science in this is really not trying to explain the magic. I mean, the science exists because of the magic. The science in this needs the magic, and that's why it is here. But to me, it just felt off-put. It didn't really gel well. I would have liked if it was all magic and no science at all. I would also say that the antagonist, besides Saber, is very predictable. It's very predictable and it's not very impactful because, I'm not going to spoil you, but the antagonist is a character that you see once in the beginning, never see again, then that character comes back in the end to reveal itself. You just have to take it and hope there is an actual anime series to further develop this character. This is like the only character that doesn't have any major development in this. Now let me complain about my boy Archer. Let me complain about my boy. And look, this is not supposed to focus on Archer. I know I don't want Archer just because he's my favorite character to overtake the story of other characters, but as I told you, there are many very good Easter eggs and references in this. And as far as Archer goes, there's one. There's one reference as to who he is, why he is, how powerful he is. If he didn't have an awesome fight with Castor, he would be here doing nothing. In the beginning he shows up, there's a real good shot hiding his face, just showing up here till his mouth, and that is it. And I was hoping that he would serve a bigger role in here, but he doesn't. I was kind of disappointed. Again, I don't want him to be the main focus, but I wanted him to have a little more focus than he had. I was also disappointed that we didn't see all the servants in here. We see a new version of Lancer, we see the new version of Archer, we see the new version of Saber, we see the new version of Castor, which is some characters that we were already familiar with, but we have so many visual hints of what the other new characters look like, and we never explore that. And if you watch the end of this, you now know that the new servants that we are going to see in the other timelines, in the other anomalies, they are just not going to be the same. And I would have liked to see a little bit more of these ones that are here in this broken apart world butchered by this anomaly. This is a great step forward for the Fate franchise, is one that honestly doesn't live up to par to Fate Stay Night, but that is not its job. The job of this is to push forward, continue and further the mythology, explore much more of this universe with new characters, give us little hints of what we are familiar with, especially in this 1 hour long special, which I really enjoyed. I like the new characters, I want to follow them. Ruler wins Best Girl. For beginning of the year, I'm very happy to have Fate back. I really did enjoy what this had to show, and I want to see more of it. The fight scenes are still great, the music is spectacular. It's really impeccable. I want to know more from our main villain. I want to explore more of these anomalies, and I want to just really be fully indulged in Fate goodness. Fate Grand Order, the First Order, is clearly a prologue, but it also tells a story unto itself. If you never watch an eventual anime series of Fate Grand Order, this is still just a great Fate thing to watch. And because of that, I will inaugurate the new rating system and say it is definitely a collector's item. What did you think of Fate Grand Order First Order, my beautiful geekies? Are you a fan of the Fate franchise? Let me know which one you prefer, Fate Zero or Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Don't forget you can start leaving your questions for the hashtag Silence Q&A in the comments below. Let me know everything you want to know. Ask me anything you want about anything you want, and you might win something on that giveaway. This week I am watching Manchester by the Sea and Assassin's Creed, and on January 5th, my best and worst of 2016 are coming to the channel. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. Don't forget to like this video and share with your beautiful friends and tell them to come join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Stay beautiful, stay geeky, yeah!